I'm here with Royden Lepp, the creator of Rust. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
So this book just came out.
Actually, isn't even out yet.
Oh, it isn't even out.
It comes out in September. This is technically a Comic-Con exclusive.
Very nice. So why don't you tell people what this book is about?
Sure, it's kind of takes place in an alternate 30s, 40s era, so it's not really a time or place that exists, but it's familiar to the reader when they get into it. So there's these rusty robots. There was a war that happened, and there's the Taylor family that's kind of recovering from this this post-war era. One day, Jet Jones crashes into Roman Taylor's field. He's being chased by this giant robot. They have to work together to dismantle it. And the longer that Jet Jones stays on the field with the Taylor family, the more these robots keep coming. There's lots of mystery and secrets about the war and about Jet Jones. And it's really a story about Roman Taylor and his family more than it is about robots and war.
So now one of the striking things about reading this book is the pacing. And you really play with the pacing in this book more than a lot of other comic books do. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I wrote and illustrated it, but I'm definitely an illustrator first and a writer second. And my joke is I'm actually probably an illustrator first and a writer third. I see things visually, and I don't really add narration or dialogue until it's needed. And and so that's just what I'm drawn to. I like to be able to look at an image and know what's going on, read the situation, read the expressions and the emotion in the scene, and if no text is needed, then it doesn't need to be put in. And that's the joy of being able to work on it alone. I think a writer would sometimes be like, hey, we've got 11 pages without any dialogue,
sure.
And I don't have to adhere to that.
It really allowed the art to breathe and open up and immerse you into the book.
Cool.
So can you talk a little bit about the art style? Because that was rather unique as well.
Sure. I could talk about it. Inspiration, Kazu Kibishi, who did Daisy Cutter, was the first book I read of his, and he just did the whole thing in pencil. And to me, it was like this liberating license to draw in pencil without inks. I don't have to have an inker. And so the whole book, is drawn in pencil, and I just multiply the layers in Photoshop so that you have like kind of a gritty, you can see the texture of the page in some of it. Otherwise, the style of the characters, I just wanted something, with expressions that I could work with, so it was easy to read expressions when in those panels when there's no dialogue. So they were designed with that in mind. Otherwise, it's a style that just comes out of my pencil when I draw. I didn't try too hard to guide it.
Okay. And now, sorry, I lost what I was doing. The actual style is like steampunk slash. It's not really steampunk. It's kind of something different.
Yeah, like the actual kind of genre of the book, if you want to call it that. Yeah, a lot of people have been calling it steampunk. I think it falls that direction because there's rusty robots in it with springs and steam and oil and
more
engines.
Clockwork.
Yeah, it's a little bit more clockwork. It's definitely not traditional steampunk. I know that. As far as where it fits, like stylistically, in a specific genre, I don't really know. In my mind, I can be pretty transparent and be like, hey, no one's ever done robots on a farm. So that was a clash of ideas that I was like, yeah, that seems original. So that was a thought of a direction I was going with the style.
And now you've provided a preview of book 2 in the back of this.
Correct.
So how far do you have this plotted out, and is there an end point?
Yeah, it's going to be a 4-book series. So this is the first in 4 books. I've been working on it for actually a really long time. So a lot of the story is complete, and I'm already really excited about it. It's, I worked on this so long ago that it's exciting to finally get it on the shelves. In my mind now, I'm actually, working a lot deeper in the story and starting to tie in the ending, and it's really, really exciting, and I can't wait for people to get through each book as they come out.
And so now this one's releasing in September. Is there a timeline for the next release?
I believe it's March for book 2, yeah.
And there was also an announcement about this getting optioned. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm still kind of stunned myself because it was literally last week. But yeah, we signed a deal with 20th Century Fox, and we've got Simon Kinberg attached to as producer, who is X-Men First Class, season 04, and Aline Brosh McKenna, who's an amazing, powerful Hollywood writer. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of details. I'm incredibly excited about it. And now my job is to finish the books and make sure that they're really great.
Sounds great. So we're going to end this the way that we always do with, what's your issue? What's that issue that is so out there, so crazy, or so inspiring that you just have to talk about it?
I'm going to mention his name again. Kazuki Bishi did an excerpt in, he did a story in one of the Flight issues, and I can't remember which one it was, but the story was called The Orange Grove. And I'm picky about the comics I read. I don't read a lot. I'm busy working on this.
Sure.
And so when I get to read something that really inspires me, it really grabs my attention. And this story called The Orange Grove was a story that wouldn't have been better any other way but in the form of a comic. It was moving. It was short. It was such a gripping story to like page through, and it didn't have a lot of dialogue in it. It really moved me with the images, and the drawing style was perfect. It just really gripped me, and it showed me what could actually be done with comics. Where, you know, my book, you know, I know that it's cinematic, and it, you know, I'm thinking about movies when I draw it. This was what comics are about, and that comes to the top of my mind every time I think about an issue that has really got my attention.
All right, well, thanks for meeting with us.
Thanks very much.